Um, Hi. This actually probably belongs to Parshas Noach. I'm thinking, but I just crossed my mind, and I know I'd spoken about this before about the Nimrod, the character of Nimrod in the Tower of Babel story, and it's really relevant because it has to do with nationalism and totalitarianism. And these are both ideas and, let's say, movements that on the surface make a lot of sense because you want to unify people around a common goal. And the Tower of Babel, that was what he wanted one language, basically just wanted everybody to be together, to work together for this project to build this tower. And if you think about a nation, we're trying to be an Am. We want to be an Am and a Goy. We're also that's Parsha Lech Lecha. The first thing it says is to become a Goy, for Abraham to become a nation. So what's a nation? A nation is made up of people. It's not just a small little tribe anymore. It's not just your immediate family. A nation is a bigger group of people that are unified for common purposes. So I think the Torah is saying that, in a sense, nationhood is the natural progression of the family. But as your family gets bigger, as your nation gets bigger, people even within the same family unit have diverse opinions, even if they have the same exact parents and or similar, same grandparents, etc., or cousins, distant cousins. And we see immediately we have wars, right, in the Torah. We have the 5 kings versus the 4 kings. I mean, they're all related, right? We're all related to Ham, Chefet, Yefet, and Shem, the whole world. So what are they fighting about? They're all related. It seems like the 5 kings versus 4 kings are all from the nation of Ham. So what, I mean, is there oil or there gold? Like, what are they fighting about? What's their natural resources, access to water? Economic reasons. We're not told the reason for the war. We're just told that there's a war, 5 kings versus 4 kings. And so people will say, look, if you're not, so a totalitarian dictatorship or a nation, the idea of the nation is to unify people economically, emotionally, for projects, for goals, so we don't fight each other. That's the idea of the EU. It's an idea of the United States. It used to be 13 different colonies, and they had to unify in order to fight the British. But even after that, there was still the Federalists and the Anti-Federalists. Not everybody wanted a federal government, and we still have that struggle in the United States to this day. And Israel has different factions in our society. Not just I'm saying within the Jewish nation. That's why we have 37 political parties. So we see that the concept of a unity government, was very important in the beginning of the nation of Israel in the 1940s. And people say, well, Ben Gurion was a tyrant. He was a dictator. So I think that there's always this tension. There's this tension that's very evident in the Torah. And I think the question, or maybe like what the Torah wants, or what God wants us to, think about and at least strive to, is what is the purpose of the unity? What is the mechanism? What are we unified for? Are we unified for religious reasons? Or are we unified for secular reasons? What is the goal? Like, what's the purpose of banding together to accomplish something? If it's just to build a tower to fight God, God's going to disrupt that. If it's building the base of Mikdash, receiving the Torah, we had to be unified, right? Rashi says we were one lev, we were one camp when we got the Torah. So there is, and also in the Talmud it says, some of the worst kings, they accomplished the most, they accomplished more in their fights because everybody was unified in their avodah zorah. So unity is not necessarily a bad thing, actually. It can accomplish a lot. Matter of fact, you usually need to be unified in order to finish a project, but you always have this tension of the actual people within the group, however large that group is. And that's so this is something just to think about, as we are reading the different parshas, and as we live in our lives, because we're trying to understand like what the Torah means now to us here in the 21st century. And I think we have to try to maybe ask the questions and try to come to some sort of understanding, as to notice the tension between a unified people and a diverse group of people. And this is a tension that we find throughout the Torah, throughout the Tanakh, and in our current lives.